Alright guys, check it out. I'm out here at the new camper location. It's kind of a temporary place that a friend of mine is letting me set up at. Got some green space out here and looking forward to having a nice place to actually store the RV camper when not needed and not have it sitting at a a storage unit lot somewhere. So super grateful for this place. Looking forward to when everything greens up out here. It's gonna be cool. But today got a special treat. I'm super excited because I've been anxious to get this thing for quite some time. It's been on my to-get list for a couple months. This specific one for probably about 2 months, and I've been meaning to get one of these for over a year now. So I finally had narrowed it down a few months ago which one I wanted, thanks to the Lone Wolf 902 YouTube channel. The dude has a stellar YouTube channel, features, it's pretty inspiring, some type of stuff that I'd like to do, but featuring a ton of like information on these hot tent stoves, hot tenting, just incredible amount of information. So I highly encourage you to check him out. He's got all the info that you would need. So first off, this was a direct shipment from China, and so I had some dialogue back and forth with the customer service there about 2 months ago when I was initially kind of deciding I wanted to get this thing. And so the first kind of challenge I'll say is communicating with them. There is that distance barrier, but they do a pretty good job. I mean, honestly, they're pretty darn good at getting communication back to you promptly within a day or two, and that made it comforting. How long it took me to get it, that was the first concern, because I kind of had to build my order time period around some trips I wanted to do, and mainly I wanted to get this thing ordered and set up and tested out and everything while it was still winter, when we could maybe go do a snowfall type of camp, but that's probably gonna have to wait until next year. So I was pretty concerned whether it would take a month or whatever to get here, but it took just about 2 weeks, pretty much exactly 2 weeks from the day I ordered it for it to be shipped. It took them about almost a week to get me a tracking number and stuff, but once it was shipped out, I don't think it was in stock either. It was in stock on their website when I ordered it, but I don't know if it was in the warehouse or what. But it took them about 5 days to get me a tracking number. Once the tracking number was sent, it was pretty quick FedEx from China up to Alaska and then to here. So 2 weeks is not too bad. I was pretty anxious, pretty stoked about it. Now, the other things that I want to show you here are the plans I have for this tent stove. This is my MSR twin sisters. It's just in a little stuff sack right here, but this is the size of my floorless tent that I intend to have on board the motorcycle. I've got several tents. You can see the other videos and stuff over there, but this is the one I'm going to modify for the motorcycle. And then the other things I'm going to modify are the for the Land Cruiser. For the 100 Series Land Cruiser is the ARB awning tent. It's the awning that mounts up to the roof rack, and then the zip-on tent. So because I have to modify these things, I picked up these items here from Lux Hiking Gear. Lux Hiking Gear makes freaking awesome hot tents, and I'm super excited to maybe get one of their teepee type tents when I get to that point. But for 31 bucks, they sell you this stove jack kit, and I bought 3 of them, so it was about 93 bucks. And I got this little, whatever, floorless tent sleeping thing. I don't know. This thing was like 6 bucks. I thought it was going to be a little bit more thick than that, but we'll see how useful that is. But the stove jack is pretty nice because I've got this nice shiny ripstop cool diamond pattern on it, and it's well stitched all the way around, and you've got your Velcro, you got a sticky thing on there to mount it up, and then you've got your Velcro cover, which comes off. Comes off all the way around. So this will be what stays on top of the tents, and then you've got your stove jack, which once you get it sewn in place, you can cut open the size of the hole that you need for your chimney stovepipe. So this is a nice welding curtain, basically. So yeah, a nice unit there. Looking forward to doing that. It's going to be a pretty big project. The 3 sewing projects I got to do with this thing, but it's going to be essential and it's going to be pretty cool. Obviously, I got to get the thing set up, burned in, and functional so that I can then position it inside the tents once they're set up to figure out the positioning and whatnot. So moving on to the stove here. It comes in a really nice box, really nice packaging, really sturdy, well packaged for the shipment. And inside of it, you've got this kind of paper type bag, which is a little interesting. It's got some almost like canvas on the inside, but the outside's paper in a way. It's kind of like a waxy paper in a way. So maybe it's earth conscientious or something, but it's got some nice fabric sturdy handles on there. What I just wish is that they made it so that it was like a little bit tighter, smaller thing, so it would bundle in there nice, a lot easier, because you just got all this excess, you know. So I don't plan on using that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll use it, but I just wish it was a little bit smaller and maybe had some cutout things to hold it. So in the meantime, this will be going by the wayside. And I just happened to find this thing around the house, just this little baggie. It's going to last super long, but this thing is supposed to weigh in at about 5 pounds. I don't remember the exact specs on it, but the stove itself might weigh 5 pounds. Altogether, it's probably more. We're probably up in the 7, 8 pounds maybe. Now I did opt for the 9-foot stovepipe, and the reason I did that, which I was a little conflicted with, you can get a 9-foot or a 6-foot. I probably need 2 for the motorcycle tent. The floorless tent, probably a 6-foot would be perfect, but I figured maybe I could cut this one down to size if I decided I needed to. But for the truck tent, I figured the longer one would be better, so I figured I'd start out with that. So anyway, the little bag I found around the house, I think a garden hose came in this, one of those flexi garden hoses. So it's not the best, not the most sturdy bag, but in the meantime it'll work okay. So here is the unit, and the reason I bought the T1 Mini is, like I said, primarily for motorcycle trips. I want to get this thing burned in, and I'm hoping that I will be able to take this on the Vancouver Island, Canada trip this summer. That's been the big plans. We'll see if the border opens up and if I can get up there, but I wanted a tent stove that would fit well on the motorcycle, and you can see, I'll take it out there later and show you just how small it is. These straps came with it, and it's about the smallest one I could find. Of course, these things are titanium, and so the size is perfect, really. I mean, like, I kind of toyed around with the idea of trying to make my own out of an ammo can, and I was going to use a really small ammo can, which I may end up doing one day, but we shall see. So that's the reason I went with the smallest one. Listening to Lone Wolf 902 and other people, they say, dude, these things, they say they kick out so much heat that, man, I figure in that smaller of a tent, or the larger tent that I have for my truck, even this tiny little thing is going to be more than adequate for 2 people sleeping in there. Real quick, my only other experience with stove tents, I'm going to always call it stove tents. Why do I keep doing that? My wife's uncle, he's got a great big nice canvas tent with like a small wood burning stove inside there. So I've always wanted one for hot tenting, but these things are super lightweight, right? And they fold up. They're super awesome. Those things are big units. And so while I was just about to pull the trigger on these things, I kind of went into Cabela's here in Utah, and I checked out the one they have in stock there. Holy shit, dude, the thing must have been 45 pounds. So even if I was just going to use one in my truck, that's, you know, I mean, unless you're setting up a big ass hunting camp or something and you got a whole trailer full of stuff, that was not going to be good for me. And they're quite a bit cheaper. They're maybe $250 versus this one is $435 or $440, maybe $450, whatever it was. So I went with the T1 Mini, and I kind of wanted to get the one with the glass on 3 sides, but my concern on that was with all the rattling and stuff I'll be doing around off-roading, motorcycling, I didn't want to crack the glass. I know it's tempered glass, so that might not be an issue, but that was my concern. I don't want to be way out and, you know, a long way from home and have the damn thing cracked. So I went with the one that was a bit cheaper, which was about, the other one was like $525, $530, so I probably saved about $80 or something like that by going with the T1 Mini Standard. So here we go. Here is the stovepipe and the, what's it called? Not the flash suppressor, that's for guns. The spark arrestor. And it's pretty nice. Everything has a real nice kind of sanded, buffed finish to it, really. And then you got your titanium rings, and it comes wrapped like that. And so this is going to be a tricky challenge. So on the next segment, this video is going to run long, but on the next segment, I'm going to attempt the pool noodle roll technique. Let's see if I can get it rolled up properly, because I kind of don't want to have it like crinkling and stuff. Also, Lone Wolf 902 suggested any of the fingerprints that you get on here, oil from your fingers, if you don't clean that off before you burn it in, they're pretty much going to be permanent. So at first I was like handling it with freaking gloves, latex gloves, so that's an option. But he showed that you could just use like denatured alcohol, or I've got some isopropyl alcohol over there, whatever you can use to just kind of wipe off all the oils before you light it up. You don't want that. So anyway, the little the little stovepipe, what do you call this thing, louver? I don't know. Really nice welds, really nice TIG welds in there. And another thing that was kind of a pleasant surprise is that I think the one on his channel that he was reviewing did not have these. So these might be an upgrade. His larger stoves that he has made by this company has these reinforcements on the lid as well as the base. But I think on the smaller one he had does not. So I was pretty stoked that that's there. It's going to help with flexing and whatnot, which really wasn't a big concern, but that probably might have made it a little bit heavier. But you can see the spot welds. So there's the lid. Came with all these. I don't know, I have to do something different with that, but yeah, I'm just super excited about this freaking thing, man. It's so cool. When you spend like almost $500 on a new toy, it's like, wow. So open it up here. It's all titanium. The screws are all stainless steel. I put this little Night Eyes carabiner on there just to have something to hold on to. But when it gets hot, probably still gonna burn my hands, but you got your nice little vent there. And so this is this is March 2021. You know, so I don't know exactly when this one was designed or whatever, but it's the newest, latest, and greatest. And slides, open, turns real nice. Got your doorway, and you got your tempered glass, which is pretty thick. And you can see how it's recessed on the inside instead of on the outside. So it's nice and flat on the outside. Okay, and then you've got your fold-out legs, which fold up super slick. I mean, like, look at how low profile this thing is. It's awesome. There you go. And onward with the top. So it's gonna be kind of sad when it's all charred up and black and stuff. There you go. Dang, freaking 16-minute long video. Sorry, man. That's what you get around here is a lot of information. But on the next video here, we will try to get the stovepipe shaped properly, and really looking forward to getting the thing burnt in for the first time, so we can check that out. But there you have it. Super stoked on it. Stay tuned. Hopefully the next video will be out really quick and we can get this thing fired up and get it going. So pretty psyched. As far as the thickness of it, I don't know how thick exactly this is, but that Lone Wolf guy, he said that some of his stove tents are a bit thinner, and so obviously they're going to be a little bit lighter weight. I mean, these things are designed for, or claimed to be designed for, backpacking. I don't know. Depends on where you're going backpacking, whether or not you're going to want to pack a stove, right? But so it's pretty thick metal. It's about midway, I'd say. It could be thicker, and that would not be good. It could be a couple sizes thinner. I mean, it's about 1 millimeter thick. I don't know, maybe a couple millimeters thick, but it could be thinner, but then it wouldn't be as sturdy and robust. So I think it's perfectly designed and works really good. Folds down just right. Anyway, just rambling on. So like I said, see you on the next one.